Not much for your attack coach doing wise this week.
No, but wasn't the defence so good, wasn't it? So, it's a new system, and I thought a lot of credit to Neil Barnes, the work that he's done with our D, and it really worked tonight.
Frustrating that you couldn't get a little bit more of that flow that you had in the first half, the exits in the second.
Yeah,
frustrating.
Yeah, we just couldn't get out of there, could we? And when we kicked out, they retained the line out, the set piece, and then just continued to pick and go and keep the ball inside our half and just wouldn't let it go. And then we'd get it again and we'd kick it, or we'd try and run it and make a mistake. So, yeah, it was a game of two halves, I thought.
Are you more proud of the really staunch defence in the second half, and more frustrated with the fact that you couldn't add another try on there?
Yeah, a bit of both there. You can't coach that. Like, as I said, right, when we made all the changes and the disruption that we've had all year, these guys play for each other, and you can't coach that. And it was just great to see that again. The leaders driving that, and the players working so hard to keep the Reds out.
What do you make some of the refereeing decisions tonight?
Well, we got the rub of the green tonight, didn't we? So.
What about at Tenny's one though? I'm not sure you would have seen an angle of the separation of the ball. Was that?
I didn't see it. Did you?
Yeah, it was pretty perplexing from where we were looking. Was it?
Yeah.
To you?
Oh, I've moved on from that, Aaron.
You won, so I guess it's at least the guys did the job. It didn't affect the the result in the end. Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Well, you did to a degree.
Yeah.
Is it frustration though? Second week in a row after what happened last week in Auckland, that again one of the things we're asking you questions about, and we've also asked Brad about it as well, the television match official decisions.
Yeah, look, it's a hard one to, as I said, my feeling is we won, we earned it. With our defence, we'll have a good look at that again. But at the moment, I'm just happy we won here at home in front of their fans, and we did it courageously. We missed out on a bonus point, but it's given us a real platform now to go to Fiji and get ready for the Crusaders.
Nathan Harris went off early. Any indications of the severity of that? Was it?
Yeah, no, it was just a thigh, cork thigh. So again, when you got a player like Sonny on the bench, and he hasn't played for a couple of weeks, it was an opportunity for him to put his hand up again, and I thought he did that.
Is that your last use, by the way, of a Tenny? You off to under 20s?
I want to give him that opportunity to play for the 20s because it's quite a special time, and the only thing that will stop that is if we get more injuries.
Our position's a talking point coming into this game and maintaining it. How did you assess that tonight?
Sorry,
Position, maintaining position, that was a talking point, I guess, heading into this match. And it was a big one that you have to talk about.
Well, particularly in our half, we're trying to exit and instead of kicking it, we're trying to run it and we knock on. And so again, it's, we've come hard on their offloads, making sure they're more accurate, and we only had one offload last week, so it is getting a balance of clipping their wings and letting them play, but putting some structure in there too.
So what does the message sort of need to be from you at half-time? Because you're kind of stalling in that second half.
Yeah, well, at half-time it was we were defending well, we were getting out over 22 well, we just needed to camp up in the area, and we felt that the tries were going to come. We just didn't get in the area, did we? We didn't get in their 22.
Is it kind of a switch off from the team though? Is there something not quite right coming up?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll discuss that with the leaders and have a look at that. But I think you've got to give credit to the Reds. They just crowbarred the ball and just kept it.
What about Lachlan? Sorry, last question for me. What about Lachlan this year?
Yeah, it was good to get a guy of that quality back with Sam Kane, and Jack Debrasini's also available. We haven't had those guys, and so Marty's been really carrying the team at 10 for so many weeks, and now we can create some competition, and it was just good to see Jack back. He's a top quality professional player.
Just on those tackle numbers, have you ever seen numbers like that? You would have noted 240 odd to 80 odd?
No, I've never seen that.
And like, what's the feeling around that though? You would have.
Oh, proud of them, as I keep saying here. Like as the head coach, proud of the way these guys have really stuck together. As I keep saying, and that's a sign of unity and players playing for each other.
Does that kind of physical workload adjust the way you'll have to approach the start of this week though? 240 tackles in 80 minutes is a bucket load. Do you have to go back and look at how you load the front end of the week ahead of the travel and everything that comes with heading over to Super?
I think we have to look at how we keep the ball, Nigel, and not give them the ball, so we've got to tackle. So at the moment, we weren't smart enough in that second half. We gave the ball away, and they wouldn't let it go, and we had to just keep tackling. So we didn't do a lot of attacking. But when we did put faces together, we scored some good tries.
Sorry, I was meaning more the actual physical workload for...
Oh, yes. Yeah, no, we certainly do after you put that performance on. So the good thing is we get a 2-day break, a weekend off, and then we'll build from Monday. Monday, Tuesday will be hard trainings. Tuesday will be the hardest, and then we travel Wednesday. So we've decided to go over a day earlier to set camp over there and be ready.
And just how nervous were you watching those last driving mauls and penalties and that, where the heart rate sort of going?
Yeah, very nervous.
Oh, personally, I enjoyed it. I think I talked last week a little bit about being a little bit hesitant in some things, but no, I was into it today, and I really enjoyed the first half. I thought we did the simple things really well, and as a result, we got over the line a couple of times just from good hard carries, some fast ball, getting around the corner. Second half, not quite so pretty.
Yeah, second half, what was it, 240 odd tackles to 60? Have you ever played a game like that?
Well, I think I was just talking to Tumbai, and he said he's never. Last week, I think we had 10% possession in one of the halves. He said he's never been in a team that's had that. It might have been 15, and this week we had 8 in the second half, just horrendous. So proud of the effort and the attitude, because you can't coach that, and it's hard to be. You can't be mad at a side when guys are getting up and putting their bodies on the line time and time again. But we can't keep playing rugby like that, man, because it will just kill us. So we've got to look at ways that we can get the ball down their end of the park better, trap them down there, force turnovers from it, because at the moment we just literally played in our half or defended.
Were you surprised by the lack of variation that the Reds brought on attack in that second half?
I think they would have thought, and talking to half time, like they had a lot of success coming in close around the ruck. We addressed that at half time too, and maybe they thought we'll stick with that method second half. They were patient, they were persistent, and I mean, it wasn't until they had a penalty advantage that they started to use their backs, and it looked like they, could have gone over. So probably was a little bit surprised, but they went within a couple of inches a few times.
55 minutes for yourself. Did you feel like that was a good number for you? Did you feel like if needed you could have gone a bit longer? Did you want to go a bit longer?
Yeah, I definitely could have gone a little bit longer, but man, the way I'm feeling right now, she was a different type of game to last week. I think, we're used to the Kiwi encounters being pretty physical, but that was right up there tonight.
There's a bit of chat as well about how long it can take to sort of get back into full physicality after you come back from an injury like you have. Geelong the field in terms of how many minutes it can take. It seems like it hasn't taken you that long to get straight back into it.
I'll probably be saying something different tomorrow. The body's amazing, the way it adjusts. Everyone says, and I know the start of the season, first 2, 3, 4 games, you're thinking, holy smoke. And then it seems to just adjust and get used to it. So we're on the path.
How good does it feel though, man? I mean, you had time last week, but a real clear week for you, knowing you were coming in. How's it feel to just be getting into your rugby really intensely?
Yeah, this week was different to last week. Obviously, last week was like that first step, getting over it and getting back out there. And the focus was just to enjoy playing rugby again. This week set yourself a few different goals, and to be honest, I just wanted to play well for the team, because we're in a tough spot. Mitch Carpenter had been playing well, so me and Lachlan came in. We had a big task, and Mitch would come off the bench and finish the job. So I thought the loose forwards would complement each other well.
Jamie said, how funny game was it to play, but you were sort of watching the back end of it, obviously, and what was that like for you?
Yeah, that wasn't fun. Man, yeah, you pretty much had to watch the big screen because we were just defending between, in our 22 the whole time. So, like I said, man, we got to find ways to be better at exiting and putting them under pressure. I mean, the penalty count certainly didn't help. We didn't win too many and gave away plenty, so that always contributes. But we've got to find some variation in our exits.
Referees, you brought it up. So TMO, the Nanaisa 2-row try, thoughts?
I took one glance and I literally just took one glance and thought, well, try time, we'll jog back. We talked about what we're going to do from the next kickoff, so I haven't seen it again, to be honest, so hard to comment.